Hey, bourbon family, welcome back to Whiskey Phoenix, where smooth is optional and fire is mandatory. I have returned from New Orleans, fam. I had a fantastic time. Hopefully, you all could tell what a great time we were all having while we were down there with all the little cap cut videos I was posting. And yes, I am wearing some actual Mardi Gras beads that were tossed to me during the many different Mardi Gras parades that we ran into while we were down in New Orleans, which was super cool. I always thought Mardi Gras parades only happened during Mardi Gras. I was wrong. Anyway, fam, before we get any further, let me just state I am not a paid sponsor. My content does not promote or sell alcohol. If you are drinking, you must be 21 and older. I am just sharing my opinion about my passion, and that just so happens to be bourbon. And yes, on this happy Friday, this happy Friday, I am coming at you with a bourbon review. Now, I spun the wheel of whiskey, and today what came up was Penelope Weeded. Now, in all fairness, fam, I have had the Penelope Weeded before, but when I got to looking over all the reviews I did last year, I realized I never actually did a review on Penelope Weeded. So we're going to do it today. Now, let's see if we can get this cork pop. Try and keep the bottle as much off camera as I can. Okay. Fam, I had to pause that video because I literally was struggling to get this cork popped. But now, let's see what we've got. Very good pop. So let's get into some of the breakdown of this Penelope Weeded. This is from Penelope, obviously. I got too many tabs open again here, fam. Let's see. I wish I could memorize stuff. I think it would be better. The mash bill on this comes in at 74% corn, 16% wheat, and 7% rye, and 3% malted barley. The proof on it is 95. Not really an age statement on it, but when I looked at Penelope's website, they did just state between 4 to 6 years. We know it has to at least be 4 years anyway. And the really nice thing about this Penelope Weeded is that it comes in at a really friendly MSRP of $39.99 or $40. So what I'm going to do, fam, is I'm going to take a quick pause here, let this open up for a minute, and then we will get into this nose. Okay, fam, now that this is opened up, let's get into this nose. What I love about it right away is that it's very light. There's the color on this is a really light amber color, but I also get like some caramel, vanilla, brown sugar, and even a hint of cinnamon. Now, let's see what this tastes like. Fam, for me, on the palate, this is really soft and slightly sweet, not overly sweet, not sugary sweet, but slightly sweet. But I get this honey and vanilla frosting and even a hint of spice just on the very back side when it comes to the finish. On the palate, this is smooth, I feel like. It's a medium finish. It's still kind of lingering as I'm talking. That vanilla that you got from the nose to the palate with the vanilla frosting just stays there with you. That lingering vanilla is there with you even on the finish, followed by some slight oak and even a hint of a baking spice. Now, fam, I love my research. So one of the biggest things that people were saying that the pros to this is it's an excellent price. I mean, you can't beat a bottle of bourbon for $40. Not to mention, for me personally, I know I might be a little bit of a snob when it comes to that, but I love a lot of stuff out of Penelope. So I think they've got this very reasonably priced. The other pros that I was seeing to the Penelope Weeded is it's very smooth and approachable. And I've always said that this would be my introduction to a weeded bourbon because it is very approachable and it's not overly spicy and and I don't know, tannic, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I think this would be a great weeded starter bourbon for somebody new to bourbon. And I think there's a lot of versatility that probably can happen with this. I enjoy it neat. I can see it would work on the rocks, and I could even see it working in some cocktails. Now, some of the cons, people were saying is it lacks complexity and depth by proof hound drinkers, and the finish is relatively short. I mean, while the finish is now gone for me, it was lasting during the time that I was, talking about what the finish was for me on the palate. But overall, fam, I think that there is a lot more good things about the Penelope Weeded than then I think there are bad things. So, I mean, it's definitely worth the pickup if you can find it in your area. I know Penelope typically has it, for sale on their website. So, on the Whiskey Phoenix rating scale, this comes in at a flame. This is a solid and dependable bourbon, especially at a starting price point of $40. And if you're new to bourbon and new to weededs. So, there you have it, fam, on this happy Friday. As always, if you are partaking on this Friday, please drink responsibly. And remember, stay sharp, stay burning, rise again, and I'll see you in the next one.